Hello. I wanted to do a quick introductory video and go through a really quick flip through of my most recently finished art journal. This is January through April 2017, but I actually started it in December, as you can see. And sort of cheated, but I did it halfway through December, so I kind of don't count it because December was crazy busy for me and I didn't really get a chance to do a lot of journaling. And I'll go over some of the things I use the most. Absolute number one is ink. I use a lot of ink, all of this ink. A lot of it is also cutouts from, in this case, maps. A lot of National Geographics, and lots of magazines, actually a lot of art magazines, which I then repurpose in my own art because that's what it's all about, right? I use a lot of ballpoint pen, a lot of fountain pen. That's what most of my writing is with. I find I would love to use more acrylic, but I find that acrylic is a little bit too thick for pages, and they have a tendency to stick together occasionally and also just crack, which then ends up turning kind of ugly after a while when you turn the pages too much. So ink is my kind of preferred usage, what I use. I also get a lot of prompts, like when people say, oh, I don't know what to write about. I use a lot of prompts from Instagram, from Tumblr. If anyone uses Tumblr, there's those like ask memes that go around all the time where they're like, go come into my inbox and ask me about, what my favorite pet is or my childhood home or whatever. And I actually use those to write about sometimes. Like I'll put in a date to say this is how I feel about something at this time in my life. And like, who knows, in 5 years, like reading through this journal, I might think, oh my God, so much has changed. And I kind of like the idea of that. So I also have a Word document with just like random quotes, bits of poetry, anything that really catches my attention. It's like a running Google Docs that I have on all of my phone, my computer, where I just put in tidbits and then I bring them out when I need them to put in here, and then I use them kind of as a way to as a kicking off point, basically. Like, I'm going to write about this on this page, and it might end up being somewhat related, and other times it might totally go off in a different direction. So lots and lots of quotes. I also, if you notice, some of the pages, this one for example, they're not done. There's a little post-it note to even show it's not done. I use those sometimes. I don't want to finish a book. I have an idea on what I want there, but I just don't have the time to realize it. I don't have time to actually do it, and I want to give myself that time. So I say, okay, you know what, this book is done. There's a few pages I'd like to come back to, but it's something I can do later on. So it's kind of anything that I have a list of prompts that I want to use. Like, for example, moths. I love moths. They kind of show up in my work all the time. I've got a whole list of reasons on why I love them, but there's certain themes that you can see. Lots of things that only I kind of remember doing that technically, this one, for example, is meant to be seen like this. And it was meant to be something to do with parallel universes. And it didn't turn out to end up in the way that I wanted it to, but I'm kind of okay with it. So I have a lot of ideas, but then I end up taking an entirely different route, and I still love it in the end because, I made it. So lots of pages that are very, very personal. And so this book is done. So hopefully April we'll start. Already got my new book ready to go, and I'll show you guys that one next. So this is just an introductory to say hello. You can also find these just flat spreads on my Instagram. I just post those there. It's at Mercurial Milk, and I post way more there, and I'm just going to try to start making videos. So hopefully you like this one, and I hope to do some art reviews for products that you can use next.